Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna record it just for those who are gonna miss the session. It's really not that hard or that complicated, but still, I think I would like to review it so that the rest of the guys can have a chance to look at an explanation. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to share my screen. And as I mentioned before, we're going to start talking about the future as seen from the past. Just for us to remember, my friends, well, the future is basically about predictions. When it comes to will, when it comes to going to, or even the present progressive, we use them for different reasons, such as certainty or an uncertain future, immediate future, etc. Right? Now, in this case, we will see maybe some expressions that you are familiar with, but you have to keep in mind that every time we use them, then we will be talking about the future, and especially the future as seen from the past. All right, so we're going to get started with this. I want you to observe the following sentences. Can you read them all? Yeah, or am I on your way with my screen? No, we're good? No? Awesome. Now, it says, David Bowie was to have soon become a grandfather. Number 2, he would go on to maintain his alter ego for over another year. And then number 3, or letter C, Bowie was to have every conceivable label record attached to his work. First thing I would like you to do is observe the sentences and decide whether they are formal or informal. Are we using a formal or an informal register? What do you say, my friends?
They are informal.
Okay. Any reason to believe it, my friend, or something that makes you think that?
Well, honestly, I have read a lot, but I had never seen this kind of construction with B2. And as I remember when I was preparing for the B2 exam, the teacher told us that this can be used in present to mention that it's going to be future. Besides, we have a phrasal verb, go on to mountain. So most of them are, well, they are informal. So that's the way I think. That's the
Okay.
reason why I think that this is informal. That's all.
Well, actually, specifically with this type of structure, it is formal. All right. We will see different type of sentences right now, but what you need to know from now on is that when it comes to this type of writing or structure, we will be dealing with something formal. Now, if we analyze the sentences and we read David Bowie was to have soon become a grandfather, let's start with that one. When you read David Bowie was to have soon become a grandfather, do you think this sentence expresses a future event as seen from the past that took place or that did not take place?
Did not take place.
All right. What do you say, my friends? Everybody else?
I would say that it took place.
Excuse me? It took place?
Yes, like it actually happened. Something like that.
So you remember that from the text?
No.
Oh.
Sounds like
But
that.
he died, right? I mean, that's why I said it didn't take place.
So
It
he was
was
to have soon become a grandfather?
but well, I don't know, but I don't know you, but if you die and you don't know that you are going to be a grandfather, you cannot be called a grandfather from your point of view.
Well, that's true, right? Like for starters,
That's what I mean.
that's the very first thing, right? Okay, actually, yeah, this event did not take place. Now, he would go on to maintain his alter ego for over another year. Do you think that is a future event as seen from the past that took or that did not take place?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat that?
Yes, it says he would go on to maintain his alter ego for over another year. Do you think that is a future event that took place? Sorry, again, remember, a future event as seen from the past. Did that take place or did that not take place?
Did not take place.
It did not. All right. Now, Bowie was to have every conceivable label record attached to his work. Do you think that happened or that did not happen?
I think that happened.
You think it happened?
That did happen.
It didn't. Oh, so this is surprising. Okay, hold on a sec. Yes. Oh, we're gonna read again, so don't worry. You don't need to be concerned about this, but what you have to keep in mind is now when you see this type of structures, you have to keep in mind that we're talking about the future as seen from the past. And let me explain what I mean. I will again send you guys a file so you can check it out and you can just read it again, study with it. But just keep in mind, this is what we're doing. Okay, now, the future as seen from the past. Can somebody help me read? My friend Patty, my friend... somebody. Okay, go Felix, yes.
Okay, the future as seen from the past. There are a number of ways you can talk about the future as seen from the past. There are some events which you expected to happen, but which didn't. There are some other events which you expected to happen, and they did happen.
Exactly. So this is the main point when we talk about the future as seen from the past. We normally have two possibilities, which is number one, a situation which was expected to happen and didn't, and then a situation which was, sorry again, expected to happen and it did happen. All right. But now let's see how this works. Now for events that took place. So whether we know or not, because we remember from the text, grammar is a great helper in this case. So grammar is going to help us decide whether these events happen or not. Check this out. For events that took place, we will use this type of structure. We can use would plus an infinitive. You have heard this many times. For example, when I was a kid, no, this doesn't really apply like that. But check this out. 2 years ago, I would think of going to the cinema every single weekend. But let's check an example from your text. They would regret that decision 6 weeks later. Okay? So when you see this, is they would regret it in 6 years or 6 weeks in whatever, you can read that we're talking about the past or something that has been written, that we're talking about the past, but this expresses the future. Yes? Now, with was to, we can see something like this. He was to become one of the most influential thinkers of his time. Again, he was to become. Now, if we go back to the first sentences, here, when I say David Bowie was to have soon become a grandfather, did it happen or did it not happen?
It happened.
So it happened because the grammar is actually helping us decide that this did happen. All right? Now, any questions so far or we're good? Now we're fine? Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Now, events that didn't take place. All right? Now the grammar we're going to be using is this. Was or were, depending on the person. I mean, you guys are taking C1. I don't have to detain myself to explain this. So was or were to have plus a verb in past participle. For example, she was to have given a speech but was unable to attend the conference. So we're talking about an intention in the past over the future, but this didn't get to happen because something else interrupted or just avoided it from happening. Yeah, we're good? So this structure is was or were to have and a verb in past participles. Yep. Awesome. Now, still, future plans in the past. And we have two types of structures right here. Number one is was going to. This is very, very used. I think you use it all the time. Like, I was going to visit you, but then my mother called me. I was going to buy you a present, but then I lost my wallet. All right? That's exactly what we do. Same thing happens with planning to. I was planning to visit you or to pay you a visit, but then for some reason I just couldn't or I just didn't. Yes? And here's an example. I thought we were going to talk. All right? So we will continue, my friends. Sorry, any question? I just moved and didn't ask you if you guys were ready.
I think it's clear.
It's all right? Very good. Now, let's move. Anyways, I will send you the file. Sorry, I'm gonna move this from here. Now we're going to keep talking about future plans in the past, but here is just another alternative. And for this, we have the structure had been hoping to or had been thinking of. Be careful of prepositions at this point. They are super, super important, okay? So check this out. I had been hoping to go to college, but I had an accident. Same thing if you say, I had been thinking of going to this shouldn't be infinitive. Let me just double check my notes, but I'm absolutely sure this is not like that. Oh yeah. So no. Had been thinking of. Hold on a sec. It doesn't ring a bell, right? Like, of course, I just had a huge mistake right here that I need to correct. So you have it correctly, okay? This is plus an ing verb. I apologize, my friends. I know, my bad. Okay, so we're good, right? I know I look perfect,
Yes.
Gabriel, but I made mistakes. Sometimes I do. Cálmate. All right. So I had been hoping to go to college, but I had an accident, or I had been thinking of going to college. Of course, that makes perfect sense, right? Abril, yes? Because I saw your face like, oh, yeah?
Yes, I thought both were ing verb.
No, it's just with hoping you get to use to and thinking of. It's because of the preposition, right? So this is what you do. And now, my friends, this imminent events, something that was about to happen, but just at the end, it got interrupted or it didn't happen, right? Something got in the way and then for some reason, it just didn't happen. It was going to, but just didn't, all right? So now again, probably you know these expressions and probably you have used them before, all right? I'm pretty sure. Check this out. Was or were on the point of. You can also use on the verge of, and you can say, I was on the point of retiring, or he was on the point of retiring. You can also say, he was on the verge of retiring. Now, you can use a verb in ing, but you can also use a noun. For example, I can tell you, estaba a punto de llorar. O sea, ya estaba like this. And you can say, I was on the verge of tears. All right? Like, estaba al borde de las lágrimas. That would be the perfect translation. Estar al borde de. I was on the point of or on the verge of. Personally, I prefer the expression verge of. I think it sounds a little bit more, like, exactly, my friend. But point of is very valid. And when it was like, you can say this too. I was just about to call you. Me ganaste. Ya te iba yo a llamar. ¿Cuántas veces no lo has dicho? Like, y mira, de no te vas a morir. De ti estaba yo hablando, right? I was just about to call you. You can include just, or you cannot include it, and nothing's gonna happen. Now, my friends, I know this was a very quick explanation, but I need to know if you guys are good, if you have any question, and that's it. We're good?
I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
everything
good.
so far.
Excellent. I mean, the topic is not super complicated, but we do have to be conscious of when we're using or the reason why we're using the expressions so that we know that it is something that happened or something that did not happen. That would be the only trick, okay? So right now, I'm just going to stop recording and I will send you the file and start sharing with you so you can, damn it, hold on. Okie dokie. Oh my, I just don't know how to get out now. Hold on a sec. It's because I cannot see my, hold on. Okay, I'm there. Damn it.
I think you can press Alt R.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you, Miss. No tengo alt en mi compu, pero
Okay.
I can't. Hold on a sec, guys. Thank you for your patience. You're super nice. It's good. I have to try to calculate this. Oh, I did it. Yes, and now I can get out. Awesome. Now we will say